All right, coming up on 11 o'clock on this Thursday morning, it's time now for Carlee's Hot Mess Express with our good friend Carlee Gifford. Good morning, Carlee. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jay?
Doing well, thank you for asking. Well, we watched a few things over the past weekend. We had, the halftime entertainment show, and we won't get into which one you watch, blah, blah, blah. Who cares, right? I said this earlier today, is that the halftime entertainment show for the Super Bowl is not something that is supposed to bring, it wasn't designed to bring everybody together. It's just supposed to be an entertainment value. That's all it was, right? Okay. So with that being said, you sent a message to me earlier, I think it was Super Bowl Sunday or somewhere close to it, that you said,
Yeah.
I got tricked into watching this artist. And then I went over and then watched the artist, listened to it. And I have to say, you can tell the viewers what the name of the artist is so they can view for themselves. It was quite amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. So the artist is Mary of Gold. Now, okay, this is like a whole thing because I started listening to this one song of theirs. To find new music on Spotify, I'll search a song that I already like, and then
Right.
I'll just let it start running through music that has a similar kind of vibe to it. And that's how I find new artists. And this one popped up, Mary of Gold, and it just sort of had like an illustrated album cover. It wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
an actual photo or anything. So I was like, okay,
Sure.
whatever, and started listening to it. I really enjoyed it. I added it to my playlist. Then I added two more songs by that artist before I was like, hmm, it's weird. None of their album covers are like actual photos. So I Googled it and it was AI. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm a fake music fan. I was sort of like, I felt like, oh my gosh, I got tricked by AI. Like, I love this artist. They are so talented. The music is really good. Like, the background vocals were so good. And like, my heart just sank when I saw it was AI. I was like, oh my gosh, what kind of music fan am I if I got tricked by AI? But I have to admit, like, their music is still on my playlist because it's so good. And the lyrics make sense and it feels
Mm-hmm.
a little bit emotional. Like, there's depth to the voice. I don't know. I thought it was so real. And I couldn't believe that it was AI. And you were the first person I thought of that I was like, I have to tell Jay that, like, I fell for it.
It's pretty incredible because again, I went right as soon as you sent it to me. I looked it up and I listened to the song and I thought, wow, she's pretty incredible singer. I would have never guessed either if you hadn't told me that she was artificial intelligence. If it just came up in passing, if it was on the radio or Spotify or whatever music outlet that you're listening to, if it had come up and with it in the background, I never would have guessed.
Me neither. And I think that's why at first I was just like, okay, wow, good song. And then as they kept popping up more, I was like, another really good song. But the vocals are all so consistent that you really would think that it's one person, like living person, singing all
Yeah.
of this music. It doesn't sound like it's like two different people or anything. So I was like, I wonder how they went about doing that with AI. If it was like, take the voice from this song and create another one
Sure.
that, sounds like
You know,
whatever.
we'll get to that. I do have some things to talk about. But initially, you felt like you were duped by it. What are your thoughts? You still have it on your playlist, so you still like it. So is this something going forward? Like, you know what? If it's artificial intelligence, I still like it. It's got a good groove. Dick, I give it a 5. You're too young to know that reference, but it's Dick Clark in American Bandstand, where he would go sit in the
Mm,
crowd, and they would say, but rate it between 1 and 5, 5 records being the best. So anyway, my point
I
being,
gotcha.
would you listen to more AI music?
No, honestly, I wouldn't. I like supporting real artists, obviously, because to make it in the music industry is so difficult. And so I feel like if you have like a real talent for singing and music,
Yeah,
like I want to try to support real people. Because it's like, what did the computer do? Consume a bunch of water? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I would prefer to listen to more real people versus AI. So I'm gonna try really hard now to do my due diligence and make sure that I'm not listening to AI.
Do you think that with that being said, and I applaud you for that, do you think it's going to be easier for the artist now to make a living with AI?
That's a good question. I don't know. I kind of don't think so because I've seen on TikTok people will be talking about new songs that are coming out and they're like, yeah, it just sounds like AI slop is the term that people
Mm-hmm.
have been using now, where it's
Okay.
like, yeah, these lyrics sound like they were generated by AI. It doesn't sound like someone actually wrote this song and they're just starting to sound very generic and sort of run of the mill. But also on the flip side, I'm like, I don't know. I got tricked by AI, so I'm really questioning like my taste in music now.
Yeah, well, that's true. You may remember a few years ago the Drake Weekend AI song moment. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. It was a pretty good song.
It was, right? I mean, was that something that you listened to? I mean, was that on your playlist, Spotify or whatever you might have?
No, it wasn't honestly. Like I would hear it in videos or whatever, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of a vibe. Like I like it, but that was kind of just where it stopped for me.
Okay, okay. There's probably going to be a point down the road, and I'm not going to say it is for you, but I'm going to guess that there's going to be a point down the road where we're going to be hit with so many of these AI songs, and you and I are going to push back on it, push back as long as we possibly can until we're just like, you know what, whatever, and it's just going to be on, and they were like, because you heard that song last night, or not last night, that song from what was it, Mary? What was it, Mary? What?
Mary of Gold.
Mary of Gold. We're going to hear just so many Mary of Gold songs and other, obviously, AI artists that were initially going to be pushing back, like, no way, I'm not going to do it. Get away from me. And then finally, like, okay, it's a great song. I love it. But back of our mind, we're going to be like, it's AI, though. It's AI. I like it, but it's AI.
Yeah, and I really do get nervous that our standards at some point are just going to get lowered musically because we're hit with so much AI content that it's just going to be like, okay, I don't even know how to avoid it anymore. And that really sucks. Like, we're going to have to,
Yeah.
I don't know, turn on the radio or try to find artists some other way, like real artists. And you can't just let your music app or whatever, like, start feeding you songs.
Well, AI will be taking over the radio pretty soon too, I think. So it's going to have its foot in just about every industry that we live in. But let's talk copyrights. Okay, Mary of Gold. Somebody put that together. Now, in most countries, I did some investigating. In most countries, copyrights require a human creator. So if the music is created solely by AI, it cannot be copyrighted under current law. But if a human guides the AI, writing its prompts, its editing, its arranging, that human may own the copyright depending on how much creative input they provided and using possibly if they used, let's say, Taylor Swift's voice or a likeness of Taylor Swift's voice in the style of Taylor Swift, right? That could be a legal issue going forward.
Yeah, I tried reading a little bit about it as well, how that copyright works, and that was pretty much what I read. But it seems like it really is kind of a gray area right now with making AI generated music. Like even the whatever the copyright and patent office is working on coming up with laws or just like rules, standards for
Mm-hmm.
AI music. Because yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, there's some court cases where they're arguing back and forth, and I think like Adobe has Adobe Firefly where you can make AI generated music through their program, and then there's some other companies that have AI generated music programs, and there's a lot of arguments with that right now that big music
Mm-hmm.
companies like Universal Music are trying to fight and like get those sort of shut down because they're like there's some Like the AI isn't coming up with this stuff. There's some input, like
Right.
it's either listening to other music and kind of learning and pulling from it. So they're like, this is, I mean, essentially illegal. So I don't know how I feel about that. And it'll be interesting to see sort of how that ends up, because I think that's going to set the tone for how we handle AI music legally moving forward.
And I think a similar lawsuit has been filed by authors because obviously AI needs to have something to read. So a lot of authors have filed their lawsuit. Stop using my work as something that you could maybe steal from, artificial intelligence, I mean. So I can understand AI and the artist themselves, but what do you think musicians are most worried about? Would it be losing control of their voice, meaning AI, hey, I want you to sound similar to Taylor Swift, or I want you to sound similar to Ozzy Osbourne? Or should they worry about songs flooding the market, streaming platforms that are drowning out the real artists?
I mean, I think all of that, honestly. I think I would be nervous if I was the singer that AI has created a voice that sounds like mine, because then it's like, what am I needed for? And then also
Mm-hmm.
with other songs like AI music and whatnot flooding the market, it's like that's just gonna drown out those real artists' voices too. And you're not gonna have like your own unique style if AI can recreate it too, you know? But I mean, honestly, does anyone have their own real unique style anymore? We all take a little bit from here and there and whatnot. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Um, I had a third party company reach out to me and asked if they could use some of my content that I have put online. They needed like the horizontal, so like YouTube videos, like horizontal oriented like videos. And what they
sure.
wanted to do was to use my videos to teach AI how humans move and our mannerisms. So that way, when it creates videos of people, it looks more realistic. And they were
Sure.
like, so essentially, I can keep monetizing all my videos. They were like, we just want your permission to take these videos to teach our AI computers. And I was like, sure, why not? I don't care. So I gave them permission, and then they sent me some money and they were like, okay, we use some of your videos and this is how much we can offer you for it and whatever. And I was like, great. I mean, that content's already up there. So why not make a little extra money off
Yeah,
of
you're
it, I
making some
guess.
extra money off of it. Sure, why not? That's a pretty good idea. I guess I never knew that was a possibility. So good for you on that. I have some questions for you. Would you like to run through some of the questions and just kind of get your feeling on them?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, again, for the viewers' sake, this week we're talking artificial intelligence and musical copyright. So, first question: if a human types the prompts, but AI composes the whole song, who's the real artist in your opinion?
Oh, okay. I've been thinking about this myself. I think the computer is. I think because that's the one that's actually putting it together and making it.
In making the music.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the computer. I don't really think it's the person, because like, and we've kind of talked a little bit about this. I do other freelance videos and whatnot, and sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
need music for those videos. And in my head, I can hear sort of the vibe or the tone that I'm going for, but I unfortunately do not possess the ability to like put together music and to produce it on my own. But I also feel like if I used AI, that's not me making it, that's a computer. So I would kind of feel like a fraud to some degree. So that's why I think it's the computer.
Okay, so the computer is the one who wrote the music. Should streaming services label AI music the same way that food is labeled as organic or AI?
Oh, that's a hard one. I say yes, because now we have laws about creators having to label their content as being sponsored.
Okay,
So
that's a good
so
idea.
I
I like that.
so I don't think there's any harm in there being an AI label. Plus, some people might prefer AI music, and then that would also make it easier for them to find it. So, yeah, I think it should have a label on it.
Okay, I agree with you as well. I think it should be labeled. If AI made a song in your voice, would you sue or would you ask for royalties?
I think I would ask for royalties because I don't have the money to sue, unfortunately. So I would just be like, if you guys want to give me like $50 a month or whatever, I'm cool with that. I mean, I'm
What
pretty
if it,
cheap, I guess. Maybe I'd ask for more, but
yeah, you'd start with $50 a month. But what if that song went on to become, selling millions and millions of, I guess, downloads or whatever you want to call it, and made millions of dollars, and you're stuck with your $50 a month? That would suck, wouldn't it?
yeah, that really would suck. But on the flip side, I guess, like I didn't have to do any work. So maybe I'm a little too laid back about some of this stuff because I really would kind of feel like, well, I didn't do anything. Like they just took my talking voice and somehow made it into a musical artist's voice. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be like, whatever. I'm just sitting here cashing my $50 a month check. Good for me.
$50 a month. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not even getting a bag of dog food for that $50. So,
Oh my God, I'm really
okay.
not.
Yeah, you're not. If AI wrote your life's theme song, what genre would it be? A sad country ballad. B, a chaotic pop anthem. Or C, elevator music.
That's hard. I think it would be, I really want to say elevator music because that's just kind of like how I live my life. Like things happen to me and I'm just kind of like, okay. Like I don't tend to get too worked up about stuff, but then I also feel like there have been some moments in my life where a chaotic pop song would be far more appropriate. So I
Mm-hmm.
think though in the end, dang, I'd probably go with elevator music. That's a great one.
Elevator music. Okay. All right.
Yeah. What about you? I'm
And
curious what you think for yourself.
probably the sad country ballad. We'll go with that. I've got a nice country shirt on today. You like that, right? Look at that.
I kind of noticed that. It's a
Yep.
choice, Jay.
So it is. Finally, if AI took over the music industry, do you think Siri would release a diss track against Alexa?
100%. I think Siri has a lot of underlying rage that you can just kind of tell. Sometimes in her tone, she'll talk to me and I'll be like, okay, Miss Girl, you kind of said that with a little bit of like a passive aggressive attitude. Like, I don't like your tone right now. So I think she would. I think Siri, she would come up with like a really good diss track that would just kind of cut you at the knees. So yeah,
I'm
definitely
kind of
Siri.
I'm kind of upset that my Alexa now lost the old voice that I've been used to for all these years. They've upgraded now to a new voice. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't. Does it sound more human-like?
Yeah, but I'm so used to the robotic voice, and this one, it sounds like this new voice sounds to me when I first heard it because it took me by surprise. Because the update was like over at the end of 2025, and I hardly use my Alexa. Every once in a while, I'll just say, "Hey, what's the temperature?" Blah blah blah. And then so like last month, I was like, "Hey Alexa, what's the temperature tonight, and what's going to be tomorrow?" Blah blah, whatever I said. And this new voice came on, and it sounded like a 25-year-old blonde woman from California. That's what it sounded like. Where the old Alexa was an older lady, like a 45-year-old homemaker that had 3 kids and smoked a pack of cigarettes.
Huh, that's interesting. So like, does the new California voice end
Bright and
every
cheery.
sentence like it's a
Bright and
question?
cheery. Hi, Jay. Yes, today it is going to be 25 degrees. Would you like me to tell you what's in your refrigerator? No, I'm broke. I don't have any food.
So
Leave me alone.
it's not like a valley girl kind of voice. It's like
No,
a
no, not a Valley Girl, but it just seems like when I first heard it, because I was just kind of walking away from it, and I stopped, and I was like, that's a 25-year-old blonde girl from California. It sounds like.
That's super funny. I had changed my Surrey voice on my phone to be the Australian male voice.
Okay.
I I loved him because in my head he was like had longer blonde hair, was super tan, he was a surfer guy, he was wearing like board shorts, you know. And I was just like, yeah, I kind of like this guy's vibe. Like
Was
this
he
is, this is
was he
fun.
missing part of his left hand because it got bit off by a crocodile?
No, he's a very talented surfer though. So he was typically shirtless in my head and I really liked him.
Did he ever say, "That's not a knife. This is a knife"?
No, he was more like of a laid back, like just kind of like chill, you know? I can't do an Australian accent, but he was just kind of like, yeah, right on, man, you know?
He was an Australian stoner.
Basically, yes. Yes, he was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are some really great surfing beaches there in Australia. I mean, some of the world best, but yeah, I can understand that. So I got to figure it out. I got to find out how I can switch it. You can't switch back because I asked him. I said, can I switch back to the old voice? And the 25-year-old blonde girl from California says, no, unfortunately, you cannot switch back to the old voice. Because I did ask,
Wait.
can I get the old voice?
Yeah, say it in her voice though. I like your imitation of her.
I can't remember how she said it. No, no, she, she was, yeah. It's really weird though. It freaked me out. Let's just put it that way. It was kind of weird. Okay,
Yeah.
Valentine's Day is coming up on Saturday, and I know that you've probably got a bunch of Valentines and stuff that you'll be dropping hints at for your Valentines this Saturday. What do you got going on Saturday?
That's a good question. How do I answer this? Um, I don't have much for plans. I've already received my flowers from my many male suitors. I have a whole roster of guys, you know.
That's
Um,
awesome. Good for
but
you.
I really actually don't like Valentine's Day. And I'm not a hater because like I don't have a boyfriend or whatever. I don't like it because I think you should always treat your significant other like it's kind of Valentine's Day. So I just don't
Okay,
really vibe with it. I think
here
like,
we
oh,
go.
one day a year you're really nice to your significant other. Like you should always be randomly buying them flowers and chocolates. Like that's the way to my heart. Buy me
Uh,
sweets and I'm yours forever.
oh, here we go, fellas. Yeah, every day you should be nice to your sweetheart and be buying them flowers once a week and stuff like that. Well, women, step it up as well. We dudes, we like chocolates, maybe not flowers, but you can, what is the equivalent of flowers for a guy? I don't know, maybe golf passes or something.
Yeah, I guess. I've kind of wondered that because I saw this thing online and it was something insane along the lines like the only time that guys receive flowers in their life is when they pass away, like at their funeral. And it kind of had me wondering like, do guys like getting flowers? Is that something that they would enjoy?
No, it's kind of a waste of money for guys. But if you wanted to do, and I don't even like the edible arrangement because some of those fruits I'm not a big fan of. But if you put together like a candy bar arrangement, I'm up for
Mm.
that. Maybe tie on some of those one little tiny shooters and stuff there. Arrangement, I'd be up for that. Something
That's a great
creative.
idea.
$100 bill tied in there somewhere, or a 50 or a 20, or, golf passes. You could be
Yeah.
creative. You don't have to give flowers, but you can do it in the vein of it.
Yeah. So when you started talking about money, now that is something else entirely, Jay, that I don't think we're allowed to talk about on this show. If you're giving someone
Okay.
money for, you know, but that's a good idea. I
Okay.
really like the shooter idea. That's
Yep.
fun.
hmm
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Because, yeah,
sure.
I never know what guys want. Like, what if you're not a golfer? Like, then what?
Gift cards to something else. It doesn't have to be expensive. Could be $5 gift cards. A bunch of $5 gift cards to, you know, uh, coffee places, restaurants, wherever they like to go. Dairy Queen, stuff like that. Maybe a coupon for a back rub. You know where those back rubs lead to, though.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good point. You know what? I think if I celebrate Valentine's Day with anyone, maybe I'll just get them like a Cenex gift card. I'll get them a nice little gas card.
Gas cards are fantastic. Everybody needs gas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grocery gift cards, stuff like that. Things that are practical that they could use.
Yeah, those are the gifts that I personally like getting. Like one year for Christmas, my parents got me studded tires. That was like my
Oh,
favorite gift. I loved them because at that time I had like a little Toyota Camry and it was front wheel drive. So
yep.
it didn't get around real great. But when I had those studded tires on, man, I could have driven anywhere because I had so much confidence in those tires. So that was like one of my favorite gifts.
Well, you're in luck. I have 4 studded tires that I can give to you for this Valentine's because they don't fit my car, so I'll let you have them. They're yours, okay?
Oh, Jay, you're too good to me.
I know. That's what all the women say. I just love that about
Yeah.
myself. Well, Carlee, thank you so much.
Well,
Thank
I
you
was
so
gonna
much.
ask, what are you doing for Valentine's Day this
Oh,
year?
yes. Well, thank you for asking. We are going to be going out. We're going to get the meat sweats at Fogo Gaucho or whatever it's called, the place where you just eat a bunch of meat up north.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to it?
No, I haven't, but I'm pretty sure my parents have gone there and they were kind of like, no, why don't they just give you the whole steak? I don't want a little piece here and there. And I
Oh,
was
I
like, I think
know.
the idea is that you try a bunch of different things, right?
Yeah, you do. But you have your card. Red stops, green meats keep coming. So they try to chintz out by giving you a couple small little pieces. But I just said, just keep coming, keep coming.
That's cool. That's a fun Valentine's Day.
It is.
I
Yeah.
heard
I
that.
mean, you get kind of fat and happy. What's that lady that has? We'll just eat a lot of bread, get fat and sassy.
Yes, I love her. So what's your plan? Oh, eat a lot of bread and get fat and sassy, I suppose. I love that lady. That's such a vibe.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we better roll it up here for this week. Another good topic: AI, music, and copyright. So look soon because I really think that we are going to have a lot of AI artists that are going to be coming out, and I think you and I. Down the road in a few years, we're going to be like, hey, guess what? I listened to this AI artist by the name of Jay Dillensky. Oh my God, he's so good.
Jay, I think you would have a beautiful AI singing voice. You should definitely
I
look
think so
into
too.
that and make some music.
Uh, Personally, I feel I have a great singing voice anyway. Generally, I hear it about 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights, and I hear it by myself. So,
Oh, I was gonna say, I bet everyone in the bar loves you.
no, I'm not. I'm in my basement playing guitar by myself. So that's
Hey,
why I
good
think
for
it's
you. That
great.
sounds like a good Saturday.
It is. It is a really. Some of it I remember, some of it I don't. Okay, 26 now past the hour. We better get out of here. Have yourself a great week. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
You too. Thanks for having me.
You got it. All right, 26 past. We'll take a break. We'll come right back with a look now at your local news headlines and your weather next.